Hey, lovelies. We should be in air now. So today's occasion, the new moon into Cancer, and man, it's well, welcome to the stream, Taco. You missed the last one. I kind of like noticed. But in any case, I hope that you are having a nice recovery with your issue. Regardless, sexy times. I don't know about that. In fact, me and Pisces Moonbeam were talking about a half an hour for a length of a half an hour. What kind of a crazy new moon this is going to be. And if you have paid attention to the thumbnail, you can see for yourself here, because the cards of the collective reading for the new moon in Cancer are as follow. The first one, that is going to be the Tower card. Followed by the second one, which is the Two of Cups. Moving on for the third one, that will be the Ten of Pentacles. Afterwards, we do have the Six of Wands. And the final one, that is going to be the Two of Pentacles. Hello, Lolly and MT, Mattia. Welcome to the stream, guys. So crazy transit. Pisces Moonbeam says that there is something in the sky. I don't remember exactly. I can pull it off here to just tell you there is some kind of an aspect that assumes a power struggle. And probably that is going to take place in many occasions. Although the tarot has a different version of how things are going to move forward. Now, one or the other could take place, but without a doubt, this is going to be I can't really say a stressful period, but more like it's going to be a chaotic, a chaotic period. And as the tarot stands here, because the stream is focused more on tarot, instead of going for a power struggle, more likely is to make a severance instead. So the real deal of the upcoming transit is you can even call it the spiritual growth, if you will. Oh, Mars squares Pluto. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Pisces Moonbeam. Yeah, you mentioned that. I just forgot about the aspect. So the spiritual growth, if you will, you can call it, or the transformation we are going to undergo throughout the next couple of weeks, realizing which people things can work out with and which people things cannot work out with. And instead of going for the power struggles with those that things cannot work out with, we are more likely to decide to make the severance, or rather like to relinquish a dependency. Or rather like relinquishing dependency, it's the better expression and the more accurate expression that goes about with the cards. And some people may ask, well, why, why I would abandon, things I worked for. Well, there is a very simple reason for that, and it resides here with the Six of Wands, which is into the fourth position. That is the lesson that we are going to learn, or why things are happening. It is how I like to see it. And the answer is very simple. We are going to learn the lesson that we do deserve better, right? We do deserve better, and we should go for better, because better is already it's already around us. And the only thing stopping us for being better, whether in career or whether in relationship, is because we do not relinquish the aspects, the situations, the people that are making us worse, and instead replacing them with something that is gonna make us feel better. Simple as that. But yeah, this transit is going to be very heavy on relationships, and we can say that by the Two of Cups, or rather like the environment in relationships rather than the relationships themselves. Now in career, because that's a general reading, in career you can expect a lot of people to mess around with a lot of people's work. Okay, someone that does have a no impact or no regard whatsoever to what you're doing may start messing around with what you're doing with your project, and that can really piss you off. Within a friendships or intimate relationships, there will be a lot of there will be a lot of a pride and a lot of a as well shyness, depending on what stage that relationship truly is, and also depending on the stage there could be way too much openness. Okay, way too much openness where things can be now taken for granted instead of having, you know, something. I can't really say fighting for, because love isn't something you fight for. It's free like the wind, like water, right? I mean, you can try to trap it or catch it. Eventually, it always finds its way. But the thing about the upcoming transit with these cards is that there is going to be a disruption in this particular flow, and the environment of the whole thing that goes under the tower is going to make us realize that probably we built where we should have not built at all. We built up a interaction or a relationship. It doesn't have to be intimate, all right? It could be partnership, a business partnership, or it could be just friendship. So we built something that there was no need for us to build it. Okay, and now it's time to pretty much bring it down. Now it's time to, like I said, relinquish it. Now, luckily for us, though, for the majority of us, things are not going to be that dramatic, right? And that is because we do have the Two of Pentacles at the end, which are the energies that are supporting us. And even if things could be impactful, they're not going to be that dramatic, because with these energies we will be capable with ease to let go of outdated concepts, which are the concepts that are falling apart, and readopt a new concept that is on the more deeper level. On a more superficial level, with the Two of Pentacles, it will be very easy for us to replace one thing with another as an energy, to replace one suitor with another, to replace one option available with another, to replace one opportunity with another, and so on and so forth. So pretty much this transit itself is going to be as difficult as we make it, or rather, like, it's going to be as difficult as deep our dependency, and it literally is. Its dependency goes for the thing we have to relinquish our position with. And some people may say that's not a dependency, it's an attachment. It is dependency. Okay, it literally is dependency. So be mindful, guys. Take a real retrospection of is it really worth standing on the place you are at right now, which is falling apart, or being in some kind of relationship with a person that nothing really comes out of it in a long run, that is. And think about what you can do with the space itself, right? Think about what you can do with all that energy that you are literally wasting, throwing away. Karen, thank you so much for your $333 which you sent for me, and $20 which you are sending for a Pisces Moonbeam. And Taco, thank you so much for your $22 as it is a lunar event, right? A lunar cycle event. Anyone who goes for 20 or above dollars via super chat, you guys are gonna get that very same spread here with a 5 cards. So Pisces Moonbeam, wonder no longer about your question, right? I mean, you have your reading pretty much sealed with the 5 card spread here, as Karen is doing. So let me put them into the list. and then I'm gonna move forward with the stream. So Taco, yeah, make sure that you do stick around up until the end, where you're gonna have your most important message with the tarot. Yeah, it's that very same um it's that very same 5 card spread. And Mattia, thank you so much for your $20 and to Karen and to Taco as well. You also make sure that you do stick around up until the end to get your personalized 5 card lunar special reading. Oh, that's all right. That's all right, Mattia. I understood. All right, so let me explain you how the stream is gonna move forward, guys. Let me explain you how the stream is gonna move forward. So there are gonna be 12 readings, one for each star sign, starting up from Aries, moving on for Pisces, and Taco, I will open up to that, all right, by the end, because I think it's in the Game Pass, and maybe we can play together at some point. But in any case, so there are going to be 12 readings, right? One starting from Aries and moving all the way through the star signs, ending up with Pisces. Also, there are going to be 3 readings, regardless if you participate into the support of the super chat or, you know, or not. Those 3 readings are for anyone, and you can get one by sticking up until any of the breaks I'm going to announce. There is going to be one after Cancer, one after Scorpio, and as well one after Pisces at the very end of the live stream. And when those breaks are announced, you get to ask your questions into the comments down below. And after about 5 minutes, which is usually what I'm giving, I'm going to pick one of your questions, guys, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that very question. For anyone who wishes to have a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, which you're going to find in the description down below. And there at the very front page you can see a full list of my services and as well their pricing. And probably something else, you may wonder why there was no daily today. Well, I haven't been in the right state of mind since about, I don't know, a few days ago, right? But now as the news actually came out good, the dailies are going to resume. It's just I couldn't put it through, all right? So it's sometimes you do have these kind of like expecting really bad news and there is nothing else you can think about it, and when the news comes good, actually, it's really relieving. I will let me put this one into my docs files, all right? I definitely will. There you go. That's amazing. All right, so let me shuffle and see what we got for Aries. Yeah. All right, so first one for Aries, we do have the Nine of Pentacles for you guys, followed by the second card here of the Knight of Wands, or rather, that is the King of Wands in the traditional deck, all right? So we do have the King of Wands, followed by the Eight of Cups. Moving on next, that is going to be the Seven of Wands. And finally, we do have the Page of Swords. So it's a clear confrontation that is gonna pretty much stand for you into the next couple of weeks. Which confrontation is gonna happen with this person here? Okay, so the Knight, or rather like the King of Wands, which is catalyzed with the Nine of Wands. All right, so that is the elemental dignity, a active supporters. So that is a very tenacious person who thinks first and foremost for themselves. Now, many people think that the King of Swords is the one who thinks for themselves. Well, they do, but also they leave something for you as well. King of Wands, they only thing that they care about, it's their ambition, all right, what they can accomplish in this world. So you can expect Aries to have a confrontation with that individual throughout the next couple of weeks, and confronting them with the premise that they don't hold your best interest. That's what is going to become the how can I put it into words, the focal point of your experience. And although you may have that, how can I put it into words, I resent, to be resentful about the situation, and to feel pity that things had to go that far, they had to reach that state pretty much. I think that you are going to strive to make your severance, as we can see here with the Eight of Cups. Now, if you know the traditional tarot deck, which by the way I have over here, but I'm not gonna waste some time with trying to find a card. But what we do have there is a person walking away. Okay, so you can literally take on the picture and see that that is the attitude that it is going to be best for you to incorporate into the upcoming situations with that person. By the way, that person has a higher place into the hierarchy, so it's someone who can who does have the ability to demand and to how can I put it into words, to boss you around. But instead of trying to put up with the shenanigans straight away of that individual, which could be literally anyone in your environment, you have to think about who is the one who, when asks you something, expects to ask them back, you know, how high. When they tell you jump, they expect you to ask how high instead of to ask them why, right? So instead of putting up with such an individual here, what the cards are showing is that you are going to be in an environment actually to start up something for yourself this time around, something that is going to happen to be a stepping stone, if you will, for a leaping into a further development, stepping stone either into your career or stepping stone either into your relationship. The important thing here, guys, is to understand that, you know, the focal point that you are evolving around right now, which is a person, it is not the best. I don't want to say it's not the right, let's say it's not the best focal point that that you can pretty much use to move forward. But if you are able to make that severance, right, you can expect quite of an easy time moving forward, because you're not going to follow someone else's ambition, you're going to follow your own, and that own ambition of yours is going to prove itself to be rather very applicable and as well successful moving forward. And what I love about these cards here, that Page of Swords at the end, which are the energies supporting you, right? So with that card, two things are going to happen. So there are two things which are going to happen with that energy. The first one, it is that you will show the spiritual strength to apply your idea. No matter how crazy it looks like, all right, no matter how much of an opposition phase, you will pretty much find your way to apply that idea. And the second thing that is going to happen here with these energies, it is that from the least place you have expected, a help is going to be offered to you. It's just the energies which are supporting you guys are going to open you that door. But above everything else, what you need to learn, is that, you know, everything has its own end, okay? With everything comes time that you will have to do things that are not going to be, I don't know if the word should be a sacrificial. Basically, you should not allow being scapegoat. That's pretty much what it is. Hello, Anna. Welcome to the stream. Oh my God, Vero, thank you so much for... That is a French pronunciation, isn't it? Or it sounds, I don't know, it sounds like Italian, but I don't wanna kind of like guess. Vero Lapionte, thank you so much for your 10 Canadian. And that is again for me. Oh my God. So I'm gonna have all of my future revealed in front of me, I guess. Wow. You know, guys, you keep forcing it, and what these cards are gonna show at the end is I'm gonna fall in love, and then I am in freaking trouble. And Pisces Moonbeam, you do have another. Thank you, Vero, and for Pisces Moonbeam. Pisces Moonbeam, it is French. All right. Pisces Moonbeam, I guess you're gonna have answer to your question after all, I guess. Ah. Thank you, Vero. Sean, thank you so much for your 10 US dollars. Thank you, Sean. You also make sure you stick around up until the end, where you're going to get your personalized reading for the lunar transit, which is the new moon in Cancer. Yeah, I feel like it is my birthday as well. And I have another good news, Pisces Moonbeam, that I haven't disclosed, which I'm going to tell you after the live stream or tomorrow. But it's something that I may be going ahead of myself a little bit. In any case, Taurus, your card, it is a Four of Cups, first one, followed by the second card of yours, which is the Emperor. Moving on next for you, Taurus, we do have the Aeon. Afterwards, that is going to be the Eight of Pentacles. And the final one for Taurus, for you, we have the Four of Wands. Quite of an easy transit for you guys for what those cards are showing here. Okay, that is because according to them, you're taking things way too, or rather, like, you extrapolate difficulties in a way, presuming that those difficulties are going to reappear in a bigger magnitude moving forward. I don't know how to explain it, but let me try to explain it that way. So what may happen is that just because you faced a trouble with your team, or rather like a problem with your team at work, on a given project, it doesn't mean that you will face a trouble with your team on a different project. Okay, it is just setbacks are having right now a bigger effect upon your mental endurance to put, you know, the focus into your deeds, whether into your career or whether into your relationship. And what those cards are showing here is that into the upcoming couple of weeks, this pressure of constantly thinking about making mistakes, or constantly thinking about that everything is hanging on your shoulders, right? It's just this whole pressure is going to start pretty much losing itself, and you are to start feeling more and more open. It is how I can put it into words, right? More open, what I mean is that now you're going to start feeling more free to take on a different enterprises. They don't have to be a new enterprises, just different enterprises. So the very least what you can expect into the upcoming couple of weeks, Taurus, is to have your life a little bit more versatile than it is right now. A little bit more people to go out with or to date with, you know, a little bit more people to talk to, a little bit more options available to choose from when it comes to your freelancing work, if you do have one, or a little bit more room to play around with your current project. And the energies which are supporting you here are pretty much fantastic, because they show that if you put your hard work, okay, no matter of your capability, have you put your hard work, everything you had, into an enterprise, into an endeavor, it's gonna work out. Okay, if the end, how can I put it into words, if the deadline is within the next couple of weeks. But what you are also going to learn into the next couple of weeks as a lesson here, it is that a person, a human being, can do just so much, right? You can do the best you can to attend to the details of the situation. You can do the best you can to plan. You can do the best you can to prepare. And even though you are to address all that with conscientiousness, at the end of the day, things can always go south, you know. And when things go south, I mean, that hole has really no bottom to it. But you shouldn't think about that right now. Instead, you should think of, you know, what is going to happen if things are working out. And thus, what you need to learn is that eventually things has to be initiated. So that is going to be a great period of time for you next couple of weeks to start dating people. If you are single right now, I mean, you have probably prepared yourself to go out and, you know, just start socializing again, or you have prepared yourself to start a new job. Whichever the case, you just have to initiate whatever plans you do have. And what we do have as an attitude here for you, you gotta let the universe guide you. I mean, according to the judgment, as we do have it into the third position here, there will be some signs that's, you know, you should follow, like signs out of nowhere. You get a phone call that's, you know, there is an open place for you to start working at. Well, that's a sign, right? And according to these cards, you should take it. But again, your choices are your own, and only you will bear the consequences of these choices. Sean, thank you so much for another 10 US dollars, which are meant for Sherry. Let me put it into the list. All right. So Sherry, if you are around, make sure you stick around up until the end, where you're going to get your personalized reading for the new moon into Cancer. All right, moving next, we do have Gemini. Uh, First one for Gemini, Nine of Swords, followed by the World. Moving on next, that is going to be the Four of Cups. After that, it is the Ten of Cups. And the final one for Gemini, that is going to be the Page of Pentacles. I don't want to use insulting sentences, although in the movies there is a sentence that is used into the movies. It is very good for that situation, by the way. I can look into it, but if I have to be more gentle with my approach, I can only say, guys, what are you doing? I mean, what are you doing? Why are you slamming your doors in such a way? Slamming a door, it's, I don't know if that's an English expression. We do have that expression in our country. I believe the English expression is burning bridges, right? So why are you burning bridges in such a way? Because according to these cards, the very least, you are going to be held accountable to your actions. I mean, your actions have consequences, and you are going to face those consequences, whether they are bitter or whether they're sweet. Okay, and here the strength, it's the strength of the affinity is similar for both ways. Okay, whether you may be afraid to, for example, walk away because of whatever consequences, or because you don't want to be left alone, right? Or whether you are afraid to go forward with it because, I don't know, maybe you are afraid to be hurt. Whichever the case, there is some kind of a fear which is to dictate what you are doing one way or another. And what those cards here are showing is that you have to stand against this fear, pretty much. So two questions. These cards are very adamant about a certain type of questions, and the question is it over? Should I move on? Right? That kind of a question. So according to them, no, not by a large margin. Okay, and that is as the World stands here into the second position, which is what works against you, right? So the World into the second position. What works against you? The over thing works against you. Okay, so definitely you shouldn't kind of like make it over. I don't know how to put it into words here, but instead what needs to be done is to try to remind why you have started it in the first place, whether it's a job or a friendship or a relationship, whatever the case. Why have you started it in the first place that you are trying to put an end to right now? And once you do remind that, you will see still value into it. You will see still worth into it. That is what can be shown here with the Page of Pentacles. Into the fifth position, these are the energies which are supporting you. By the way, there are also a further support which is very strong, especially for you Gemini who are single. Transition from friendship to a intimacy, it's very plausible when the Page of Pentacles is in play, as it is with you as well. But with these couple of cards that we do have, the Page of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, which Ten of Cups, it is the lesson that you need to learn, right? It's pretty much about out of foolishness or a pride or whatever the case, you are burning a bridge that in other way can make you happy. According to these cards, that is what they say. Okay. And with the Four of Cups into the third position, it's that card, it has its most spiritual manifestation that it is within the Four of Cups, and that is with the fruits of thy labor. That is when you do have your garden, right? And you are putting labor behind it, and you bear your fruits. But then it comes the next season, so you just have to kind of like transition into the next season instead of banking on only a current one. No different than, you know, having a service into your business, and that service prove itself to be quite successful, but it's a timely service, right? And you bank on it and then never execute it again. Why? Right? I mean, why wouldn't? I can give an example with a very successful video game. I'm not gonna say what it is, a very, very successful one, and then I'm gonna make a sequel. Why? I mean, it doesn't make any sense, but I guess they won't. But it's pretty much how it stands. So you gotta give it another try. It's not even a second go, it's another try, literally. All right, next one, that is gonna be Cancer. Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, not always, Vero, not always. Sometimes Gemini has a really good, really, really good reading. Cancer. Now we know that this is really your new moon, right? I mean, there we go. It's the Tower. Followed by the Wheel of Fortune. Moving on next, that is going to be the Three of Cups. Followed by the second one, which is the Queen of Wands. The fourth one, I'm sorry, which is the Queen of Wands. I said that I'm going to go back and watch. I don't remember saying that. Page of Cups. Yeah. I know, Cancer. I mean, probably you are hoping for a miracle. Is there something like that in the stars, Pisces Moonbeam? Is Cancer hoping for a miracle? Like, miraculously, things are going to work out for them. Jessica, thank you so much for your $6.99 Canadian. Thank you, Jessica. Make sure you do stick around up until the end, where you're gonna get your personalized reading for the new moon. I don't know, guys. Well, let's put it that way. If you are hoping for a miracle, Cancer, don't bother. It's ain't coming. Some yes, late degree. Don't bother. It ain't coming. There will be no miracles into the next couple of weeks. It may seem like a miracle, but it is not a miracle. And it will be flabbergasting. Now, just because we do have the Tower here on the first position, it doesn't have to be something bad, okay? This is a very strong misconception about the Tower card, that is going to be something terrible which is happening, okay? It's the only thing that Tower really shows, it is that it catches you unprepared. That's all that it says. And pretty much it makes, it throws out of the window something you hold on to, okay? Just it throws it out of the window. Just to give you an example, the Tower may be where you value your freedom and your personal life, you know, and you do whatever you want in your life and so on so much, but suddenly you are invited in a party and you fall heads over heel into someone, and they pretty much kind of like start dictating your world before you, because you are submerged in love, literally. Well, that's the Tower pretty much. And again, it doesn't have to be something bad, because that's beautiful, but it throws what you're holding on to, which is your freedom and the ability to do whatever you like in your life, for as long as it doesn't go against the law, right, out of the window, and it catches you unprepared. It's pretty much what it is. So we do have the Tower for you in a very mild state. So it's gonna catch you unprepared, but it also has its seeds. Okay, this isn't something you aren't suspecting of. That's not something that blindsides you right there. I mean, you had some suspicions that is gonna happen eventually. Whether it's gonna happen like you are gonna end up pregnant eventually, you know, or you're gonna start going out with someone eventually, or you're gonna start looking for that job eventually, you know. So you had that perception that eventually it may happen. Well, it is happening in the next couple of weeks, okay? By the way, some of you are having birthday, right? Well, I guess you should into the next couple of weeks, as we are in a Cancer season, right? So I guess you should prepare for quite of a big surprise there on the on your birthday. But I do think that this here, it's connected with either a society of people or a specific person, and that is shown by the Three of Cups, because this card speaks that there will be you will see the things the way the other one sees them, or the other people sees them, and that is gonna be what is gonna catch you off guard. One morning you wake up, you say, you know what, she's right, or he's right, or they are right, okay, and I gotta let it slide, I gotta try it out, or whatever the case. And while that may put you in an awkward, some people may say unfavorable situation, right, actually is going to produce a really, really good results. The thing is that what you need to learn here into the upcoming transit, the Queen of Wands, that is very difficult to explain, but your lesson, Cancer, is all about presence. Okay, it's all about what you can, it's presence, but as well it's all about what you can make of what you have, rather than trying to get what you have so you can make what you want. I don't know how to explain it, right? To make the most out of what you have, because throughout the next couple of weeks you will learn how to do that, to make the most of what you have. Especially in personal relationships, you are going to start getting to know people better and to understand people better, and to pretty much be able to how can I put it into words, to foresee what people need and what people are expecting, and so on and so forth, and so you are going to relate with people better. Also, you will pretty much learn how to do business better as well, especially if that business relates to people. But above everything else, these energies that we do have here with the Princess of Cups, or that's the Page of Cups, you are gonna find yourself emotionally attached to something, or I suspect to someone. Okay, that is gonna be new emotional attachment, not because things right now may not work out with the Page of Cups, because things in the future are gonna work out if you allow it to unfold, so to speak. Because the Page of Cups is one of these cards that emotionally lashes and tethers itself into something, not because right now there are irritating details, okay, but because the overview looks promising. That's pretty much how it stands. All right, guys, so we are into the first break right now, and as one of you is going to get a free reading within this break. All that you gotta do in order to get a free reading is just input a question into the comments down below. I'm gonna give you about 5 minutes to do so, and after that I'm gonna pick one of your questions, should there be any, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. Additionally to it, any of you who supports me, the stream, Pisces Moonbeam, the channel through Super Chat, you are going to get a reading at the end of the live stream regardless, and as this is a lunar cycle, should the super chat be $20 or above, the reading is going to be these 5-card spread, or that 5-card spread. And finally, if you do wish a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, which you will find in the description down below. And there on the very front page, you will see full list of my services and as well their pricing. Nancy, thank you so much for your $9.99 requesting Lenormand reading. Feeling brave, Nancy, eh? All right. Thank you, Nancy. So let me put you into the list. So for those of you guys who doesn't know, Lenormand is very different from Tarot. Shortly put, Tarot shows the journey of your soul. So pretty much Tarot cannot give you, well, you know what, you are going to get a message via email, because that's not the journey of your soul. Tarot show experiences that you are going to have, like emotional experiences, etc., etc. While Lenormand is on the contrary, it shows events, like for example, someone is going to give you a present. For example, you're going to get a lot of money. You're going to make a lot of money. For example, you will fall ill. So you got to be prepared for literally anything. Okay. JT, thank you so much for your $20 US. Thank you, JT. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end, where you're going to get your lunar transit reading. All right. So Nancy, no Lenormand then. Okay. Thank you. And Chandra, thank you for your another $20. Thank you, Chandra. As well, make sure that you do stick around up until the end, where you're going to get your lunar reading. Wow, Pisces Moonbeam. I'm telling you, I mean, Karen is gonna get me fall in love. By the way it looks like it, you know, because one time, because I cannot draw for myself tarot, guys. Okay, I am not objective. You gotta be objective to read tarot. And as it is relating to me, I'm not objective about myself, so I cannot read really tarot for myself. You don't have to be there is nothing objectively about Lenormand. I mean, don't have to be objective with them. They are what they are, and just. And one time, all right, I'm gonna draw these cards. I'm gonna draw the hearts, the ring, you know, and something for a long time, and there you go. And Karen, it will be your fault if I fall in love and I lose my mind, all right? It's gonna be your fault. Yeah, everyone is afraid. Oh, okay, so JT, you instead want a Lenormand reading? All right, you're gonna get one. One brave person among us. Instead of the 5 cards, then you're gonna get a 3 events from the Lenormand. It's good for anything personal, right? Whenever you do have a yeah, you wish a personalized reading, it's always good. I don't know. I can't say that I will, right? It remains to happen. Right, there is only one question submitted here by Humble Beginnings, and it's actually it's quite of a serious one. Well, Humble Beginnings, I may draw for you, alright, but that is not gonna solve your problems. That's not gonna solve your problems at all. It's just tarot. It's not going to make money comes about. You know, it's not gonna make kind of like suddenly find a home for, not find, but end up in a home of yourself. You gotta find it for yourself. I mean, if you don't put work on your own to get up on your feet, nothing is gonna work out. Or kind of like the nothing is gonna work out, but the cards cannot tell you anything. So instead, I'm gonna go for Kate. If my business going to be successful moving forward. And there is some kind of a link that is not authorized, so yeah. All right, so Kate, is your business going to be successful? Crazy times, let's check it out. Let me pull my cards. But I love how Karen said, I'm gonna be swipe off my feet with a kind of like a grin. Who is gonna swipe me off my feet? You are damn right here. Okay, that's a real situation I was in. My cousin has a daughter, right? And I haven't saw his child ever since she was born. But last year, she was 2 years old. Last year, I went to my grandma, and he happened to be there as well with the little one. And as soon as she saw me, she started crying. This wasn't the normal sobbing, all right, that children does. She started crying with as much as her throat can produce a sound, and it's kind of like, and she didn't stop. The way she looked at me, she was definitely scared. Those are the cards, Kate, that we do have for you. So we do have the Magician, Justice, Temperance, and finally we do have the Five of Swords. So the business has a big potential to survive. Let me give you a time frame here, though. It's by the end of the year, right? So it has a good potential to survive. I'm saying good. That is because it doesn't look like that you do have a luxury to decide how you want to set up your business right now. It's pretty much what the cards are showing. It is that there is a certain market, or there is a certain flow of the market, whatever the case, and you gotta just gonna you gotta roll with it. Just to give you an example, right now, if you are an artist, right, you do paintings, okay, and you like to, I don't know, to do vistas as a paintings, but people like more to buy nature morts. Well, you will have to paint nature morts instead of doing vistas, okay, just so you can get by up until the end of the year, where, you know, things are going to start becoming more and more favorable for you. It is just, you know, you got to align with how the flow of the market goes, and you do have what it takes, right? You do have the skill to do it. You may have to readjust that skill a little bit here and there, like to learn one or new techniques, and just, you know, move forward. Or if you are owning some kind of a coding company, right, and you're used to code for, I don't know, Wall Street, doing algorithms for investments, but right now this is pretty much arid place, and it's more, how can I put it into words, it's more on demand coding for video games. Well, you will have to start coding for video games instead, until, you know, that, until you get by that time up until the end of the year, where you will kind of like normalize within your current narrative. Or if you are specializing in, I don't know, beauty salon, and you prefer, you do have a menu, let's put it that way, a spreadsheet only for a women haircut, but women barely walk in, but instead only men are walking in. Well, maybe it's time for you to start cutting the hair of men as well. So yeah, you just have to adapt to the new demands, let's put it that way. So this is the first break now, couple of minutes, and I'm going to move to the next four star signs, which are going to be Leo, Virgo, Libra, and afterwards we do have Scorpio. Why is the dam? Oh my God. I mean, I think that you guys are gonna enjoy it. Seeing me fall, eh? Well, in real estate, yeah, you're used to selling villas, but now on demands are flats because inflation. Well, you will have to start selling flats instead. It's pretty easy. But yeah, you are right, Blue Eyes. You're right. I don't know. It's just the way I know myself. Probably is gonna be one-sided. Like again. Sherry, thank you so much. You're adding for the 5 card one. All right. Thank you, Sherry. Mm, thank you. Uh, all right. So next one. we do have Leo, and the first one for Leo, that is going to be the Four of Cups, followed by the second card of the Ace of Pentacles. Moving on next, that is going to be the World, followed by the Chariot, and the final one, that is going to be the Death. Ginger, a long time no see, welcome to the stream. Yes, you have made it. So it's a pretty clear message for Leo. You do what you do, guys, and then you gotta move on to the next best thing. Okay. How can I explain the situation? That is no different than, you know, scoring a very, very good deal for your business. Like if we are following, you know, the recent free reading, you are in a real estate business and you score a really, really good business deal, something out of character, something far bigger than what you are used to right now. That's great, but you can't relive it all the time. You got to move on to the next best thing. And that's pretty much what the cards here are showing. Okay, that you just how can I put it into words? You just are gonna have a good results, but these results should not be something that puts you at ease. And not because things are gonna go south, but because you have to pretty much move on and keep on producing a good results, whether into your career or whether into your relationship, because the job is not gonna do itself by itself. Okay, with that Ace of Pentacles into the second position that we do have, Leo, you are not, or Leo, you are not gonna have gifts, right? Definitely there will be no openings for you unless you do not make your own openings. Okay, you cannot expect that, you know, things are gonna flow on their own accord and you are just gonna float by. That's not how exactly it's gonna happen for you, Leo. A hard work is expected, and that is something we can see here with the Chariot standing onto the fourth position. That is your lesson. And what is the Chariot, guys? It is triumph against the odds. Well, how do you think triumph against the odds is accomplished? By doing nothing? I beg to differ. By putting a really hard work, and above everything else, by believing into thyself. So yeah, you will wrap around a huge thing, whether you are gonna score a huge relationship or you're gonna score a huge sale or a huge friendship, whatever the case. That's great, but you gotta move past it and you gotta look toward the future from there, which is pretty much what the Death card pretty much speaks, which is at the end of the reading. These are the energies that are supporting you throughout the transit, okay? And these are the energies of so-called the next level. So one thing ends, and now it's time for you to transition into the next one, whatever the next one is. Just to give you an example how it stands, you score a big relationship, right? And you are dating with a person, but that dating stage can give you just so much, and it times comes that some kind of a move has to be made. Either you transition on the next level into that relationship, or you transition from a relationship, being alone, being single, finding a next one that will be able to transition with into the next level. The good thing about the Death card is that it always works with replacement. Okay, so even if you do decide that, you know, it's not working out with this job or with this project or with this client or with this person, someone else or something else very soon is gonna follow after, should you decide to leave it, to walk away. But you need to know here is that it is imperative in the next couple of weeks to realize that whatever you're standing against, you definitely can do it, okay? And you definitely can go for more. And that is something you should strive for, but it's not going to be given to you on a silver platter. pretty much it will require you busting your ass off and colossal efforts from your behalf. Oh, and by the way, you gotta be really proud of yourself. I mean, that is common for Leo, but here it's deserved. With that Chariot, being proud of yourself because your accomplishments and your achievements, everybody can get envy of because you were able to pull it through once again against the odds. Anna, thank you so much for your $20 US. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end, Anna, where you're gonna get your personalized lunar reading of the 5-card spread that I am using just right now. All right, so that was Leo, and now moving next, we do have Virgo. First one for Virgo, that will be the Wheel of Fortune, followed by the second one here that stands as the Hermit. Moving on next, we do have the Knight of Swords, followed by the 5 of Cups. And the final one for Virgo, that will be the 6 of Wands. Yeah, it is, RP. It is a nice day for reading. Give me a moment here with the Virgo reading. I need to figure out this Wheel of Fortune and Hermit. Five of Cups. Oh my God. I do apologize. Oh my God, that will be a better thing. Okay, it's simply that is what it says. So look at it that way. It is that no matter how well you are right now, a better thing comes about. And for many of you, it's going to be pretty much quite unbelievable. Okay, that probably is going to manifest more on the career front than a personal one, unless you are just, you know, messing around with certain people, unless you are just kind of like only flirting at that stage and nothing serious than that. But in the career front, Virgo, you may have, you know, a good time when it comes to your job, or you may consider yourself blessed by the job you have, you know. Well, a better flow of events is gonna be revealed to you into the next couple of weeks. So pretty much a better job may come your way, or it's gonna come your way. Okay, a better proposition, a better paycheck, something better than the current stage that you are considering to be rather fulfilling, rather something that cannot get any better. But guess what? Yes, it can, and is about to get any better. But however, what we do have here, it's a feeling of guilt. Okay, because imagine this situation where you are working in a really good job and suddenly you are offered a better one, and you're feeling guilty that despite that the company you're working for right now provides for you, right? It gives you everything you ever asked for. You are even considering leaving for even the better one. So that sense of guilt is gonna settle down, and it's something that you will have to handle. That is within your lesson here. Okay, Five of Cups, which is the disappointment and the sense of loss, whichever choice you make, there will be a sense of loss, right? Even if you decide to stay, for example, in your current job, you lost that better opportunity, so there will be a sense of loss. If you decide to take on the better opportunity, there will be a sentimental sense of loss for the old job. I'm just giving an example for jobs, but also could happen with a dating partners as well. But the energy is pretty much that comes from the whole thing comes from the energies here with the Six of Wands. These are the rewards of your efforts. Okay, your previous efforts, and I'm talking about a long-term efforts. The qualifications you get with the classes you have signed for, the education you obtained through your university, all the experience build up and all these kind of things. Within the next couple of weeks, Virgo, you are going to be recognized for all of that, and the rewards are going to follow. That's why you are going to get the better opportunity, the best opportunity, whether for job or for a personal relationship. But like I said, I do believe that this is going to be more about a job than personal relationships. And you're going to have a faithful companion here, Knights of Swords with the Four of Wands. Definitely a faithful companion, good friend, who will try to, I don't know how to explain it exactly, but basically this person will try to present to you the situation in such a way that you just have to, that your current stage, it's your current stage is just a cycle, right? And you are reaching the end of this cycle, and that cycle, it's finalized successfully. I mean, you became successful in your current job, you became successful, if that's a word you can use, into your current romantic interactions, and that cycle is pretty much coming to an end. So you got to think of what is going to be the next best thing, right? The next better thing. And this person is going to encourage you to do it, not because it makes sense, but because also is something you would want to do. So they will try to align your mental state with your emotional state. And that's pretty much the Virgo reading. Tears of positive emotions, that's great. Wow, Ginger, here it goes. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you for another 7 Canadian. Thank you. The Hierophant, it's the first one, followed by the Five of Cups. Moving on next, we do have the Eight of Pentacles. Afterwards, that is going to be the Two of Swords. And then the last one is going to be the Eight of Cups. Well, you have looking forward for the Libra, Ginger, but it's going to be a bit uneventful, unfortunately. I want to make it as exciting as possible, but it is just I can't bend my tongue to feed you crap, guys. According to these cards, is going to be a bit uneventful on a material level, so to speak. Next couple of weeks are more involved into waiting and observing, waiting to see what is gonna happen so you can calculate your further actions. That is because within the next couple of weeks, what you need to learn as a lesson here, according to these cards with the Two of Swords, is that there are always, well, I will say it that way, you will learn there is either missing information or something additional that needs to happen so you can make your decision correctly. And that's also what you will understand. Libra guys are going to understand. It is that things are right now hanging on an equilibrium, and you need to be the last person out there to break on that equilibrium, to disrupt the equilibrium itself. And so, patiently waiting, what you gotta do, or the right choice, will pretty much gonna become obvious to you. So only thing you gotta do for that to happen is just wait. And that is the reason why the next couple of weeks are gonna be a bit uneventful for you. Unless you are single, okay, or a jobless, so you have nothing on your account right now. Should you have nothing on your account, either into your career or either into your relationship, stepping out into the world is gonna open up some possibilities for you. And I'm saying some because at a first glance, although they will seem acceptable, they are not gonna seem ideal. So you may not have exactly a pretty good idea what is going to be better than the other. And this is where, again, the equilibrium kicks in, okay? And you just have to involve yourself with all of them and maintain your involvement with all of them until one by one they start to drop off, until only one is left around. No different than, you step into the world showing that you are single, and suddenly a couple of people are texting you on whatever social media you're using, asking you to go out on a cup of coffee, or for a walk, etc., etc. And so you maintain interactions with these two people or with three people but you move for nothing serious out there until one of them loses interest and just walks away, and the other one that is more persistent, therefore knows better than they pretty much want you, are the right choice for you to do, and the right move as well for you to do. The environment is very important to go along with here. Within the next couple of weeks, when it comes to work, okay, the environment states that if you do your work for the paycheck at the end of the month, but for the rest of the time you hate your job, then you are definitely not on the right place. The environment for the next couple of weeks, it is that you should work the work for the work, okay, or you should do the job for the pleasure of the work itself. Money are going to find you on their own accord. Even if your salary is low, through additional private kind of like contracts, or through bonuses, etc., etc., money are pretty much going to find you. And because it's inactive couple of weeks, you may feel kind of like emotionally down, really, but the energies which are going to support you will help you to overcome that emotional stillness. And for those who are looking for love, that is more important message here for you guys. It doesn't matter how you feel, right? If you do not trust or find a person you're dating reliable, it matters not what you feel, because you can never be certain about them. You can never establish a certain future with someone you distrust and someone you cannot rely on. On the contrary, if you do not love anybody, if you do not love the person, you do have a chemistry there, but you do not love the person, however, you can trust them, right? And you find them reliable, love is gonna come up on its own accord with time. You just only have to give it a chance. Karen, thank you for another 333 US dollars for you. Thank you, Karen. Make sure that you also stick around up until the end of the stream, where you're going to get your reading. Does it? All right, Scorpio. We have the King of Wands, followed by the Ten of Wands. Moving on next, that is going to be the Four of Cups. A lot of Four of Cups coming around. That means that there is a hidden opportunities around us. Next one is going to be the Seven of Pentacles. And the final one for Scorpio, that'll be the Four of Pentacles. What it's worth and what it doesn't. It's the question for Scorpio. Or rather, like, it's a couple of weeks where we are gonna be able to answer that question. Is it worth it? All of it. Okay. Because whether we like it or not, and that's what kind of like makes me sad, because we may not like where, but regardless, or whom with, let's put it that way, or whom with, should we are talking about partnerships. But one way or another, guys, in the next couple of weeks, we are about to establish something solid. A future, a solid future, whether a solid for career future, or whether a solid a romantic future. Whatever ambition that is, if we do have right now an ambition to make a solid career future, that's where it's going to take place. Should we have an ambition to make a solid romantic future, that is also where it's going to take place. But just because the ambition it's a generalized, right? It's ambition about our intimate life. It's not an ambition for a specific person. So pretty much the answer to that, is it really worth manifesting that ambition with this person, or it's worth better with the other? It's something we will be able to answer in the next couple of weeks. So therefore, courses of direction are very likely to be changed in the next couple of weeks for us as a Scorpio, realizing that, you know, there is always someone or something better, right? You don't want to work with me, that's fine, I'm going to find someone else to work with me, right? This project isn't working out, that's fine, let's make another project, or rather, like, let's think of another project. You are way too much of a hassle, well, that's fine, I mean, I'm going to find someone that is less of a hassle, right? So pretty much it's like we're gonna, I don't want to say we're gonna find the easy way forward, we are gonna find the worthwhile way forward. It doesn't have to be the way that we want, but it's gonna be what worth our while. And that's pretty much how the Scorpio reading stands. It's pretty short one, because there isn't much else to be said. That 10 of Wands into the second position, it kind of speaks that we are way too obligatory, in a way that we are way too much of a followers right now. Okay, it's like whenever I don't know how to put it into words. Let's say that you have started a new job, and the tendency is that you are doing everything by the book while everybody else is doing whatever the hell they want. Or say you start going out with someone and you're doing everything by the book, for as much as you know, right? In terms of a intimacy, while the other person does whatever the hell they want. And so we gotta start doing whatever the hell we want. Okay, there needs to be a normalization there. Or if we are following things by the book, the other side, whether a job, a project, a person, they also have to follow the things by the book. So there must be a how can I put it into words? This thing gotta be a double-sided one, and that is something, or a source, that we are gonna find within the next couple of weeks, or at the very least we will be able to give ourselves the answer where that source truly is. And that's the Scorpio reading, and now we are moving into the second break, which is going to involve a free reading. Anyone who wants a free reading, now is the time, guys, that you do input a question into the comments down below. And in about 5 minutes, I'm going to pick one of your questions and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. Anyone who supports the channel and the stream through Super Chat, you're going to get your reading at the end of the stream. That's given. And now, as it is a lunar transit, should the Super Chat be $20 or above, you're going to get the 5-card spread the time doing for the star signs themselves. And finally, if you do wish a personal reading from me, guys, you can always go to my website, which you're going to find in the description down below. And there on the very front page, you will see a full list of my services and as well their pricing. Yeah, Sandy, it isn't. Well, RP, I can tell you right away, if you aren't happy where you are, of course. I mean, that's my personal opinion, but Tarot cannot make decisions for you, unfortunately. So even if I pull you cards, they're not gonna answer definitively because they cannot make decisions for you. That's your choice. Should you move or not? And besides, Tarot is not concerned with locations, okay? If you are meant to be happy or successful, you are gonna be regardless where you are. Better tomorrow, you mean like a better future? Or specifically for tomorrow? But say that, of course. I mean, especially if you are referring for tomorrow as a future, because you know everything passes. I mean, things are not gonna be always the same. Things are not going to be always the same. Sometimes you fall in a hole. Tomorrow you may climb a peak, you know, a summit. So yeah, of course they are going to change. Of course you're going to see better tomorrow. Yeah, I'm vaping. It's much cheaper. It comes much cheaper and it is much better. It's far better than cigarettes. And what I don't know if it is from what I am vaping, but I never had the, how can I put it into words? I never had the strive, the urge to go back to cigarettes. In fact, sometimes when I forget my my vaporizer here, and I have to buy a pack of cigarettes because I'm outdoors. It's kind of like disgusting, truth be told. I don't like it at all. Doing cigarettes instead of vaping. And I was a sworn smoker, right? I was smoking 2 packs a day, pretty much. To pick up what, Blue Eyes? I mean, you have the connection. What to pick? There is nothing to be picked up. You have had the connection, and that's that. All right. So the question, Chero, how can I manifest a new love into my life? Oh my God, Taco, you do have an iron will, mate. I came up to a conclusion that the only way for me stop smoking slash vaping is if it becomes illegal. That's the only way me doing it. It's just, it's not because I probably can stop them, but I don't want to. I like smoking. Well, you can't. To these, you can, but you gotta prolong use. But there are drugs that you can get addicted to, so please be careful. Well, that's your choice, Blue Eyes. Kate, you either can go for a personal reading by going at my website. You can take your chances with the free readings once in a break, which now it's the second one, there are going to be a third one, or you can go for a super chat. Anyone who's do super chat gets a reading at the end of the stream. So what do you gotta do, Cheryl, to manifest love in your life? Those three? The answer is pretty simple, Cheryl. Sex. That's what you gotta do. Okay. It seems that is a certain way how you get someone to fall in love with you and how you are gonna fall stronger in love with them. Pretty straightforward answer with these cards. It's sex. Aside from that, well, I don't wanna make choices for you once again. But what the cards are advising you is to give benefits of the doubt to the people that you are considering going forward with. Yeah, well, if any one of you guys goes for a PayPal donation, just mention that you have made one, because I may not get the notification and I will never know until it's too late. Show the cards again, all right? There. This here is the sex, all right? If you wonder. This here is the sex, this here is the benefit of the doubt. You're welcome, Cheryl. Well, no. Well, when you get attracted to someone, you know, to manifest the love that it is sparkling in between you two, there has to be a sex, and to consolidate on it. But yeah, just sex. I do believe them, Kate. I do believe them. I mean, they show too many truthful things not to. How do I got into them? Well, believe it or not, I watched the movie. It was 2000s. It's 2000s. I watched the movie. I saw the main protagonist doing a tarot reading for herself, and I instantly knew that's my thing. Okay, I instantly knew it. It didn't even it didn't even raise an interest in me. All right, I saw it. I said that's my thing. It actually, my brain said it. Okay, a couple of minutes, guys. Moving after that to the last 4 star signs, which are going to be Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and finally Pisces. And after that, I'm going to move to the super chat. I am trying to. I'm trying to, Kate. Really, really trying to. But it doesn't grasp me that much. It's not like I cannot understand it. I feel like if I really dig into it and if I put the efforts, I am going to become a good astrologer. Okay. But the thing it is that it's not like with the tarot. With the tarot, whenever I read something about the cards, you know, and whatever, there was a knowledge there. I immediately understood it. It's very different. I immediately kind of like connected with it. And although I put a lot of time into studying the cards, the study itself, it was effortless, pretty much effortless. I didn't have to memorize anything. Okay, I didn't have to kind of like always repeat to myself, and I didn't have to make things up. Sometimes, yeah, there are tough combinations, but they are not tough combinations because I don't know the answer. I know the answer. I have the impression of it. It's tough to translate it to you guys because that's how tarot works through me. It's an impression. You ask a question, I draw the cards, and I immediately know the answer, but it's not worth it. Okay, it's like an impression, and I have to translate it. Thank you, Kate. Now, I know what you wanted to say, natural. You want to say because you are a psychic. No, I'm not. Don't get excited. I'm not. Well, maybe, yeah, maybe it's something naturally built into me to understand the philosophy of tarot. Because above everything else, tarot is a philosophy, guys. And I will mention it again. When I first met Pisces Moonbeam, she was actually my manager back then, assigned as a manager back then. And she trialed me actually. And I never told that to you, Pisces Moonbeam, but I was thinking about how dare you, to trial me. Oh my God. I think I scared the shit out of you with my answers. Yeah. Everybody says that it is within my chart. All right, Sagittarius. First one that is gonna be the 10 of Wands, followed by the Wheel of Fortune. Moving on next, that is gonna be the Death card, followed by the 7 of Wands, and the final one that is gonna be the Page of Swords. Yeah, but I never knew her back then, right? It was just I was told, this person is gonna contact with you and so on, and I said, all right, fine. And I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and finally, when she contacted me, she asked, well, I drew that card for myself or whatever question. What do you say? Is that a trial? Yeah, it is. And I said to myself, how dare you? No, I bet you were told. I bet you were told, well, check them out, and if you think that they worth, working with, go forward with it. And I understand it, right? But my first Scorpio impression, or rather like my first Scorpio reaction was, how dare you doubting me, right? How dare you even considering that I am a fraud? Well, thank you, Kate. All right, so back to Sagittarius reading, because a little bit of a digression here. What happened uh, with Sagittarius? It's a bit of a tough couple of weeks ahead. That is because it seems that you may have a better things to do. But for what those cards are showing here, guys, it is that you are gonna find yourself already involved into something like no different. And now that's a crazy example that comes to my mind, because I definitely am not going to be involved into something like this because I hate traveling. But but imagine that you have promised your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or a girlfriend that you're going to take a holiday off, right? You're going to take a holiday off and you're going to have a really, really good time. But it turns out that your favorite band that it is from another continent is coming into your city to have a concert on that very same holiday. right? You already had involved yourself into something and you gotta roll with it. So the thing is that there is gonna be something like it's not even a disappointment. It's more like a regret, probably, you know, that you cannot be on both places or on two places at the same time, or you can't be within a two events at the same time, should I say it that way. Now, regardless what those cards, regardless of that, those cards are showing that whatever you have involved yourself into is going to produce really good results. Okay, so you definitely should not regret that you have promised to go out on a holiday, or you have promised that you're gonna stay late at work to finish your work because it's gonna bring rewards. All right, you shouldn't regret that you're considered kind of like housekeeping for a day or two, and so on and so forth, just because you're gonna miss on something different that just showed up. All right, that is something that just shows up, and you're gonna learn about it in a very random circumstances. In fact, it will feel like almost at the very, very last moment. So your attitude, what your attitude should be, it is that there is gonna be always another time. All right, there will be always another, how can I put it into words, another opportunity for you to experience what you cannot experience for throughout the next couple of weeks. And that's why next couple of weeks are going to be a bit tough for you, Sagittarius, because you will learn the hard way, guys, that you can't have all, right? And you gotta choose, are you gonna be a man of your word or a person of your word, or are you gonna cave and be selfish? The choice is entirely yours. What we have here as a lesson that you need to learn with the seven of wands. This card has a very big spiritual manifestation. Okay, it comes very seldom. That spiritual manifestation is rather rare, but it comes, and sometimes, and this time for you it does shows up, and that is the resilience. Okay, the resilience to withstand a temptation or to withstand an influence, one way or the other, and that is what you are gonna learn. So you're definitely gonna walk out of this lunar cycle much stronger than before. And as an energy which are going to support you, it's the Page of Swords here. Okay, the energies which are to support you, and these energies are the unique perception. Like, yeah, I can't go to that concert, so big deal. You know, there will be other concerts, or I can watch it on the TV and so on and so forth. I don't have to be actually there. So it's kind of like a compromising. These energies are going to help you to find a compromising option to be at one place and halfway at the other, or in a compromising way at the other as well. On a very superficial level, prepare yourself, because the week is going to be very, very busy, and you are definitely going to be held accountable to everything you have promised or you gave a notice that you are going to be a part of. Right, so that was Sagittarius. Now moving next, we do have Capricorn. First one for Capricorn, Ace of Wands. Followed by the next one, which is the Ace of Pentacles. Moving on next, we do have the Three of Pentacles. followed by the Ten of Cups. And the final one for Capricorn, that's gonna be the Death. Uh, uh, all right. So that's how it stands. Hold on a second. Let me take a swing first with the coffee, that is. So that is how it stands, guys. You may be hoping for an opportunity to further a goal. And let me tell you what that goal may be. You may be hoping for an opportunity to transform a relationship to become harmonious or lovely. You may be hoping that you will transform a business idea into a lucrative one. Well, unfortunately, that loveliness or this love or that lucrativity, it's not in the place you're hoping to take place. It's around you, but it is not there, at least for the time being, that is. Okay. And the energies which are supporting you here with the Death card, those are the energies giving you the strength to move on to the thing that's, or to the person that is willing to, I don't know, love you, that is willing to give you, okay, that is willing to present you with the future, so to speak. Ace of Wands as a primary card pretty much speaks about a gaining for enterprise or gaining for opportunity that it is unconsidered up until this point, okay? Or maybe it's considered, but very slightly considered. And so how it stands here, it is that, and the Ace of Pentacles, which is on the second position, that is what works against you, or the weakling, okay? It's pretty much this opening that you are hoping for to take place, almost like, what was it, Gemini, I believe, a miracle. Well, for you it's not exactly a miracle. You actually have a tangible hopes, unlike I believe Gemini was, right? But for you the hopes are tangible, unfortunately not strong enough, at least not at the time being. And so instead of waiting and hoping, why don't you try your chances elsewhere? Or with something else, that is. Because this new enterprise, or different enterprise, is not exactly new one, but it is different one. So that different enterprise definitely has things to offer. It's definitely, like I said, is going to be gaining for. Yeah, it's going to be unlike what you are used to. That's given, all right? So if we're talking about a romantic experiences, definitely is not going to be a person that's, you are heads over heels, let's say, for them, but you can be if you try to explore it, because the Ace of Wands is exactly that. The opportunity is gainingful, but in order to become gainingful or to manifest these gains, you gotta explore it and you gotta participate, you gotta put experience into it, or you gotta give yourself to the experience itself. That is how the Ace of Wands literally manifests. That is the spark of inspiration, but this spark needs to light up, okay? And in order to light up the spark, you gotta take part of it, Okay, you gotta give it a chance or a go. So your attitude here, it should be an attitude of cooperation. That's why I think that we're talking either about a business partnership or a romantic incentive. So your attitude should be about cooperation, but this cooperation, it needs to have a common ground. So before the cooperation really takes place, like before the business partnership or before the romantic relationship to take place, you have to talk openly with the person from the other side and openly criticize things you don't like and things you wish to be different. Because things you don't like and things you wish to be different actually are most likely meaningless for the other side. They have no problem changing them whatsoever. It's just up until this point, they saw no reason to change those things. Okay? And the lesson that you are to learn, I already said it at the start of the reading, 10 of Cups here is that the happiness is all around you. And if you are unhappy, shame on you, because you just don't want to plunge yourself into what can make you happy. You maybe want to be made happy elsewhere or with someone else, are not going to make you happy, at least not for the time being. And that's pretty much your transit here. So count your blessings instead of looking into blessings you cannot have. It's long story short, that's the message. Next one, we do have Aquarius. All right. The Lover's card is the first one, followed by the Two of Pentacles. Moving on next, we do have the Queen of Pentacles. The fourth one, that is going to be the Five of Wands. And the last one, that is going to be the Knight of Wands. So message is pretty clear for Aquarius. Take your chances, okay? Pretty clear. Take your chances because nothing better is coming on the horizon. Okay, take your chances with the presented offer. Take your chances with the person that you are currently talking with. Okay, take your chances with whatever you have in front of yourself, because it's not better is not gonna come around. Because believe it or not, according to these cards, Aquarius, what you have at hand here, it's actually something harmonious to you, okay, in a sense of that is gonna set your life in a harmony. So why would you want to pass on it if you want to pass on it? Okay, it's important to understand that within the next couple of weeks, problems are gonna start resolving themselves on their own accord for you. And these resolutions are going to have a name or a situation. And that situation and that name, it is pretty much where you have to take your chances on. And there is a very big lesson, and actually I'm quite surprised because the lesson is as much from the last card, from the fourth card here, but just as much as with the first card. And the lesson for Aquarius, it is that things are never perfect, guys. I mean, you can never have everything, okay? So eventually settling must take place. I mean, you have to settle for something. Let me draw one more card for the Queen of Pentacles here. And the card for the Queen of Pentacles is the Eight of Cups. Okay? Take your chances, because there is someone who wants to take a chance on you. Here. with the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles and Eight of Cups are, it could stand for two ways, okay, of a person. It's either a person who missed a chance once and now they want to give another go, okay, or it's a person who, despite the imperfections of either the situation or you, Aquarius, us, Aquarius, want to give it a chance anyway. So yeah, it's once again, doesn't matter if you want to give it a chance or no, there is someone who wants to give you a chance or give a chance on you, one way or the other. Because these people, that person, Queen of Pentacles, they do believe, or they have started to believe, whichever the case, that there is actually a potential in between you two, whether potential for business or whether potential for romantic incentive here. Now, the only thing that I don't like about Aquarius' reading is that Two of Pentacles at the second position, which speaks that you, if you want to give it a chance, it will cost you your freedom to a certain extent. So there is a concept and beliefs that you have to go by with, okay? You basically cannot do whatever you like, unfortunately, here. But what you are to learn in the next couple of weeks, it is that sometimes yes can become no. But in your case, I believe that what you are gonna learn is that sometimes no can become a yes. And as far as the energies which are supporting you, Aquarius, the Knights of Wands, those are a very enterprising energies, and it's pretty much they show that you are going to be on fire, let's put it that way, when it comes to performance, when it comes to involvement, and when it comes to pretty much showing versatility. Definitely on fire. All right, and last but not least, we do have Pisces now. Knights of Swords for Pisces, first one, followed by the Page of Swords. Moving on next, we do have the Page of Pentacles. Afterwards is going to be the Seven of Swords. And the final one, that is going to be, oh my god, a High Priestess. We definitely have a loving, this isn't just only a romantic incentive, guys. We do have a love incentive here, definitely. The card for the Page of Swords, it is the height of the Hermit here. No surprise, okay? No surprise with this combo that it is coming up like that. We do have active enemies, and definitely that's a person who is definitely no-go, right? That's not someone you're supposed to have around. Not just only as a love incentive at all, right? That person doesn't have to be, shouldn't be your neighbor, right? And the next one, that will be, there we go. I told you so. Okay, there we go. Page of Pentacles, Two of Cups. Okay, do you know what it is? Well, that is one of the only thing I would have liked better, as if we had the Hierophant instead of the page. Okay, and it makes a very little difference. Very little difference. That it's gonna be negligible for the most. Literally here, what these two say is that you have a friend or someone who is very close to you that loves you beyond imagining. Okay, like we like to say here in Bulgaria, to the moon and back, heads over heels. And it's right there. And you do have this one. Okay. You do have this one. The Page of Swords with the Hermits, who is attracted to you on a physical level, but it has no emotions whatsoever. And for you, Pisces, the whole cycle revolves around going forward with the one or the other. Okay, and that choice is described with the Knight of Swords. So Knight of Swords as a choices stands like that. You gotta make your choice simultaneously that makes sense, and it's something you would want to do. Okay, so it's a no-brainer here that you go for the friend rather than the attractor. So how you're going to recognize them, okay? So the one that it is attracted to you only physically, they like to argue, right? Whatever you say for them to attract your attention, they argue with you. They always challenge your opinion. They always kind of like go against you. So they show themselves that they are, if not better, at least equal to you. Okay, while the one that truly loves you, they always support you. Even if you are incorrect with your statement, even if they think that you aren't doing the right thing, they still support you. That is how you are going to recognize them. They always seek your company, and whenever you suggest something, if they aren't to have anything good to say, they say nothing, okay, about it. So that is how you're gonna recognize them. And the energies of the High Priestess here, well, I don't want to say a big word, but these are energies who are delivering on a silver platter to you a soulmate. And the lesson that you need to learn, Pisces, Seven of Swords, that at the end of the day, guys, you can't satisfy everybody like this one, that it is physically attracted to you. So you better satisfy yourself first and foremost and do things that makes you happy. And that's pretty much concludes the reading for the 12 star signs. Now the last break is going to take place where one of you guys is going to get the last free reading of the day. In order to do that, to get a free reading here live on the stream, just input a question into the comments down below, and in about 5 minutes I'm going to pick one of these questions and I'm going to perform a professional reading if there is a question submitted. After that, I'm moving to the super chats. So anyone who supports the stream, me, Pisces, Moonbeam as well through super chat, you guys are gonna get a reading at the end of the stream. That's regardless which is approaching, and as it is a lunar cycle, should the super chat be $20 or above, you're gonna get the 5-card reading that I have been doing for the 12 star signs, but this time is gonna be personalized for you. And finally, if you do wish a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, which you will find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you will see full list of my services and as well their pricing. You are Pisces, Taco? I never knew that you were Pisces, or I forgot about it. Oh, Pisces rising. Okay. That's a good combo. It's a good combo, Taco. Oh, thank you, Sean, for the 5 cards. Thank you so much. Thank you. By the way, Taco, I'm gonna add you to my Xbox, as a friend after I'm done with all the things here. Okay. Xbox gave me an account, Hot Bear something. Okay, just so you know. Yeah, I can imagine that. That it is not tobacco. Good night, Blue Eyes. Have a great one. Where are you living? That you do have palm trees. You are somewhere south, aren't you? Hmm. All right, so moving for the super chats, mine and those of JT are going to be done at the end because they are Lenormand. Before that, I'm going to do the rest. Okay, so first one, Taco, your message for the full moon, for the new moon, I'm sorry, which is, my God, I'm so tired. Hold on a second. It's the new moon. I had to check again. Where is that? There. Okay. So Taco, your message for the new moon, the Empress, followed by the Nine of Swords. Afterwards, it's the Six of Pentacles, followed by the Nine of Pentacles. And the final one for you, Taco, that is going to be the Moon. Those 5 cards, and pretty much what they speak it is that you are on the right track and the hell with everything. Okay, so whatever concerns you do have right now, all of them in vain. right? Things, according to these cards, one way or another, things are gonna happen the way they are supposed to happen, and there isn't a thing that you can do about it. So what the cards are advising and suggesting you is to first and foremost make a plans for the future. And when I say the future, I mean the distant future, not just plans for tomorrow and the day after, okay? And also what they are advising you is to take a break, okay? Take a break from concerns, from worries, and generally take a break from the midst of activities, because banging your heads against the wall, it's not going to make the wall to fall down. The wall is going to fall down, or is going to be brought down when it is supposed to be brought down, and not by you, okay? And that's literally what we do have here as a message. Advisable for the next couple of weeks is not to undertake any important actions, okay? Like, for example, changing your home, you know, giving ultimatums and so on and so forth. As much as the things can stay as they are, that's the better, unless the things are not changing by themselves. Okay, for example, changing a home by itself, it is when you get evicted. You know, you don't have a choice. That's what I am. That's what I'm trying to say. And all that's kind of like obscurity is going to make you feel a little bit uncertain about what is to follow into the future. But again, the message for you, Taco, it is that things are gonna line up as they are supposed to line up, regardless are you working with them or against them. And that's why it is important that you do take it easy. So if I were at your shoes, mate, next couple of weeks, I would just, you know, take them off and do things to make myself comfortable. Because at the end of the day, we do have the Empress here at the very environment, and the Empress, it's all about comfort. I mean, look at her, right? Sitting on a throne with abundance, or a throne of abundance, right? So you gotta do abundance. Anything you like, allow it to yourself. That's pretty much the message for you, Taco, from the new moon reading. Next one, that is gonna be Pisces Moonbeam with a message. With a new moon reading, let's check it out. You're welcome, Taco. So Pisces Moonbeam, 9 of Cups with the 6 of Pentacles. Afterwards, we do have the Moon card, followed by the 3 of Pentacles, and the final one. Yeah, see you there. And the final one is going to be the 6 of Wands. So Pisces Moonbeam, your message is pretty simple here from these cards. You gotta let it slide, okay? You gotta let it slide, or how can I put it into words? You gotta go with the flow. That is what those cards here are suggesting, because the flow is gonna make you happy. It's simple as that. It may not look like it that way right now, and that is coming from the 6 of Pentacles into the second position, which is the feelings, the things are going in a normal way, but actually the moon overrides that. And if you trust the universe, definitely you are gonna end up with the upper hand, with the better hand, so to speak. And the only concern that you're gonna have is how to sustain your happiness rather than how to make yourself happy. And I know that it is difficult probably that you are to go with the flow. It's the 6 of Swords, showing that this is the energies which are supporting you throughout the next couple of weeks. And these are the energies that will allow you to overcome this fear of the unknown and just traverse the threshold and just slide, all right? Slide with the flow itself. that will make, I don't want to say a dream come true, but it's going to get you the very least a step closer to that. And what you need to learn is that if, well, the lesson that you need to learn is about cooperations, okay? That's, how can I put it into words? You gotta go by with only those that want to support you and cooperate with you, okay? That's pretty much how it stands. Next one, that is going to be Mattia. You're welcome. First card for you, Mattia, 8 of Swords, followed by the Queen of Swords. Moving on, next, we do have the Lovers. Afterwards, that is going to be the Star. And the final one for you, Mattia, 9 of Swords. Okay. That's quite of a complex one. Give me a moment. So it's about pushing way too hard. Okay, pushing way too hard that you shouldn't. So this is how it stands. In the next couple of weeks, you will end up with a lot of options available. Okay, and when I say a lot, the very least 3 or 4 options available in front of you to go about your family, or to go about your business, you know, or to go about things you want to do. The thing is that there is a bit of a danger here that you will decide to go about with the least favorable option available, or the most difficult option available, and find yourself being stuck with it. Okay, it is like you see that it is kind of like inefficient and it is very difficult to pull off, but still kind of like, I chose it, I go with it. Well, you gotta know that there is no such thing like being entitled if you can pull back, and there is no such thing as a right or wrong choice. All that matters is, are you feeling in harmony with your decisions? If you don't, you can always back on those decisions, or at least for the next couple of weeks. So that is what your attitude should be here, to seek, not to seek the challenge, all right, but to seek the harmony. Okay, that means that you should take the easy way out. You should take the easy way out. It's as simple as that, because your lesson is actually something that you gotta see rather than to learn. And you gotta see that if you are having difficulties, at least according to these cards, Mattia, you are a big reason why you are having those difficulties. I mean, you are making your life more difficult than it should be. In fact, according to these cards, you do have all the prerequisites to end the turmoilish era in your life if you are experiencing one of these. And those cards are also showing that it is supposed, it's way overdue. All right, now what you gotta focus on are your ideals and your standards, and the hell with the expectations of the others. You know, people may expect you to get the challenging way, but if the challenging way doesn't fit with your ideals and your standards, the hell with the challenge. All right, just go with the one that's kind of like suits you best, so to speak. And once you do so, then the energies which are supporting you kick in, and these are energies of feeling powerful with the Nine of Swords, like feeling that no matter what comes your way, you are in a harmony with your way and you can face it, all right? You can face it, you can handle it, you can deal with it, so to speak. So yeah, very important. Once again, next couple of weeks, Mattia, just do what you are in favor of, personally are in favor of. Do what you want rather than do what you have to. Very important. Next one, that will be Sean. My God. All right, Sean, Seven of Pentacles. It is the first one for you. Followed by the Knights of Wands. Moving on next, Sean, we do have the Lovers. Followed by the Magician. And the final one for you, Sean, that is going to be the Ten of Wands. Sean, are you dating? I need to know. You're welcome, Mattia. I will wait for a couple of minutes, Sean, if you are around, to tell me, are you dating right now? Wow, yeah, I feel for you. Well, then I have a news for you in regards to your wife. And that is that it's gonna worth you a while. I mean, your wife is gonna worth you a while in the next couple of weeks. This is a very personal reading, in a sense of personal life. It's not about career, that is, okay. And look, if you were dating, what I was about to tell you, it is that the person you are dating with, you should stop there, okay? Because they have, how can I put it into words? They're gonna, like I said, they're gonna work you a while. But as you are currently in a relationship, it goes even a bit deeper, because what happens it is that, how can I explain it? You will realize throughout the next couple of weeks that no one can accept you the way your wife can accept you, okay? In a sense of for who you really are. And even though right now you may have, if you do have them though, kind of like, fights here and there, disagreements and so on and so forth, those fights and those disagreements, on that assumption, they are going to start disappearing, okay? They will start becoming irrelevant, so to speak. So suffice to say here, it is that with your wife, you are going to have a much better time for the next couple of weeks. That is going to be your personal experience. We're going to see Sherry experience in a second here, but this experience is going to go without saying with your contribution, because according to the energies, you're going to do anything by your power to kind of like improve the experience itself with your wife, with the person that you are with or dating with. Okay, on a more superficial level, shown according to these cards, you do have a skill. Okay, you do have some kind of a quality, is what those cards are showing, that can build up your place under the sun, that can build up your sovereignty, if I may say it that way. And it's a skill that you gotta cash in on. So if you are looking for a work, or if you are doing some kind of private projects, definitely there is something you do better than anyone else, and it's time to raise the bar with the payment and with the performance as well. But the thing is that in the next couple of weeks, you should settle down instead of looking for, because otherwise, for what those cards are showing, you risk of going for a burnout. But the biggest thing that they're showing you guys, shown here, is that what you are settled on right now, it's definitely worth in your while in a big way, and you ain't gonna find anything that worth your while in such a way. So you gotta be happy. Simple as that. But the personal experience above everything else is gonna be immaculate. I mean, everybody can envy you for what those cards are showing, the very least. Kate, thank you so much for your $4.99. Thank you, Kate. So how does Andre feels towards you? Okay, I'm gonna check it out. Make sure that you do stick around a little bit longer. First are going to be the 5-card readings, then I'm going to move to the rest of the tarot readings, and finally how I'm going to finish the super chat is with the Lenormand cards, guys. So if I don't jump right away to you, this isn't because I forgot about you. It is because I'm following a certain order or hierarchy. I don't know how to put it into words. So let's check on Sherry now. The Moon card for Sherry, followed by the Eight of Cups. Moving on, next we do have the Chariot, followed by the Two of Pentacles, and the final one is going to be the Ten of Cups. So a little bit more general for Sherry here, and there is a lot of Moon card into the personal readings. So when the Moon card shows up, that means that you are going to be set on your path, not off, but on your path. That is why for you, Sherry, it's a little bit more general reading. In the next couple of weeks, you are very likely to be a bit I can't find really the right word. It's not hectic. It's more like okay, so I'm gonna use this one. It's more like uncertain about what is gonna happen. Okay, whether what is going to happen with your job, what is going to happen with, well, with your marriage, we now know what is going to happen because Sean is going to make sure that everything is all right there. But what is going to happen, for example, with your social circle or the way you live in general, with your family, bloodline family, that is. So there is going to be a lot of question marks around you. Okay, and the thing is that with the moon card, you're not supposed to know the outcomes, so you do not change the outcomes, okay? But definitely, this outcome is something you are supposed to experience, and it always kind of like ends up in a satisfying way with the moon card being there. Now, the only issue that I can see here with your reading, that's the lesson itself, which is the Two of Pentacles. And this is a lesson of stubbornness, okay? In a sense of that sometimes you gotta change your ways, or rather like sometimes you gotta allow your ways to be changed. We had a free reading throughout the stream where I forgot who was that asked, is my business going to survive? And pretty much what it came there is that they have to readjust themselves to the market. Well, you gotta readjust yourself to the new ways, and that is something that you're gonna learn how to do in the next couple of weeks. So if you find something a bit unacceptable, but you gotta get the hang of it, well, you are definitely gonna get the hang of it in the next couple of weeks. And at some point throughout these couple of weeks, you will kind of like feel very challenging, or rather like challenge, so to speak, some of the aspects that you will have to face, undertakings at work, emotional overload, and so on and so forth. They may look very, very overwhelming, okay? And at some points you may kind of like question yourself, am I even going to be able to handle it? Yes, you will. And once you do, you're going to find yourself being a very, very proud of yourself. In fact, this week it is exactly this transit for you. It's exactly a transit where two things are going to happen. One, it is that you are going to see, or rather like you are going to be set on your right path forward, whether into your career or in life in general. And the second thing, it is that you will truly going to see what you are capable of, and you will see that you are capable of a lot more. And finally, the energies which are supporting you here, this is the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups as a supporting energies are, well, they can be two things, but for you it is one of the two, and that is that the sense for worth of life, it's not gonna go away, because when we do have the Ten of Cups, very often that is the returnal of that sense, when it's when you're how can I put it into words? It's when the sense for the worth of life returns either suddenly or is slowly progressing. We know now where that is gonna come from, okay? But yeah, you always gonna have that spark in you to look forward to the future. Because if you are lonely with these cards, it's very difficult to kind of like put a reason to move on. It feels so challenging, and at some point you are asking yourself why I'm even doing that. But you are gonna have the incentive here. All right, so Nancy is next for the new moon reading. Six of Cups for you, Nancy, followed by the Five of Pentacles. Moving on next, we do have the Ten of Wands. Afterwards, you're welcome, Sherry. Afterwards is the Three of Wands. And the final one for you, Nancy, that is going to be the King of Swords. So extremely easygoing couple of weeks for you, Nancy. Not much really to be said, rather than with your previous actions of the past couple of weeks or of the past couple of months, you have paved your way. And now in the next couple of weeks, you will pretty much enjoy. What I mean with enjoy? Well, whether you have paved the way in your career, that pretty much means that you will be involved with undertakings, okay, tasks, enterprises, career-wise, that you will enjoy doing. Should you have paved the way in dating front, then the people that you're gonna date or you will have an incentive to date for the next couple of weeks are gonna be people that you will like simultaneously physically and emotionally, okay? Should you have paved the way with your family, then there will be a lot of warm gestures out there, you know, presents, sweet words, and so on. So it's just they're going to be warmed all around you. But also something on a more deeper level is going to happen with you, Nancy, and that is problem solving. So what happens it is that it is just you will have that foresight of what can become a problem into the future, and you will analyze that problem in the next couple of weeks, and you will resolve the problem before the problem actually appears. So you can accept that you are going to be forewarned and simultaneously forearmed. And one last thing is going to take place into the next couple of weeks. It is that this paving the way, you will kind of like learn that that's just a stage. It's not the end goal. Yeah, you have established very good patterns, right? Whether into your career, whether into your relationship or the entirety of your life. And now it's time to go for more. Now literally it's time that you decide what is the next challenging thing that you should undertake. And bear in mind, that is a challenge you bestowed upon yourself. That is a challenge that you decide to take. It's not a challenge that it's going to be sent to you. So you do have a choice. You can spend the next couple of weeks very peacefully, you know, and just enjoying yourself with whatever, how can I put it into words, with whatever resources you worked for, or you can do that and simultaneously with that decide what you are going to grow into by challenging yourself to go for more. It's pretty much lift the bar of your performance and as well expectations. And one last thing we do have here, that Five of Pentacles into the second position. That is when you put under a question your lifestyle. And according to these cards, there is nothing wrong with your lifestyle, at least according to these cards. Next one, Anna. Not Anna, Chandra before that. And then it's Anna. The Emperor for you, Chandra, followed by the Five of Swords. Moving on, next we do have the Moon card again. Afterwards is going to be the Seven of Swords. And the final one, that is going to be the Ten of Wands. Chandra, if you are here, are you a leader? I mean, are you in a leadership position into your career? Or, for example, in your family? Very important to know. Is there a place where you say what is going to happen? Is there a place where whatever you say goes? I'm going to wait for about a couple of minutes to tell me. Yeah, well, that explains everything. You have a huge incentive to overstep your power. Okay, you gotta be very careful in the next couple of weeks. All right, because this is what we do have here, and that's quite dangerous. It pretty much speaks about abuse of power, and the thing it is that it is not intentional. You are not doing it. That is no different than accepting a deadline, not making the calculations right. I mean, you accepted that deadline, it's your fault, and suddenly you realize, well, you cannot meet the deadline, and you pretty much milk your employees for all they got for a mistake you made. Okay, so it's like abuse of power in such a way that can happen here, and you got to be very careful of that. This is just an incentive. I'm not saying that it can happen. Okay, you can go about it in a many different ways. For example, compensate your employees, all right, or kind of like show some kind of support toward them, or manage the time more properly. It's just, you can go about in so many different ways, but the first way that is gonna come across your mind is abusing your power over the employees that you do have, of what those cards are showing. So it's important here to kind of like accept what is happening, okay, and just with that moon card into the third position one more time, right, just go about the way it's happening. Okay, don't try to alter it. Just to, if we're following the example here, just go about with the normal routine, and whatever happens, it is supposed to happen. Because even if you kind of like abuse your power and the thing it's done, it's not going to be done properly, and still is going to be kind of like issued as a wrongdoing, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, aside from that, Chandra, by the look of these cards, next couple of weeks are a great weeks for you to regain control over certain aspects certain aspects of your life, and to manage your time in a way that you do find some time for yourself as well. And when I say establishing control, I'm talking about control where you basically don't know how you're going to face the ups and downs. You have that incentive to establish control there, whether in your family or into your business, as you are a boss there. Okay. And that happens through you showing yourself that you are strong. So what that really means, it is that being strong means that dignity does not dictate the whole truth to be told. Everybody has weakness, but the little people you know about your weaknesses, the better, especially people that are following you. Okay, because when they see that you are weak, they don't want to follow you anymore. So that is a way how you need to show your strength out there. And also it's important here that you stand your ground. I don't know what these cards mean about that, but that is what you are going to learn. That eventually what counts, it is that showing a strong backbone, and that you can stand your ground, you can stand for your self-righteousness and storm the situation if you have to. And now that I think of, by the look of that, I don't think that you made the mistake if that's the case, you know, if you are following the example with the deadline. I think that your client made a mistake and now is trying to make you pay for the mistake or compensate for the mistake, and you are on your turn making your employees compensate for the mistake. Okay, so that's why it's important to stand your ground and not cave. Simple as that. Other than that, your hard work is going to pay off. These are the energies here. Okay, 10 of Swords. So hard work paying off. But it is also important to recognize when it's way too much of a hard work. Okay, sometimes things can go easier than you make them. But other than that, firm hand, firm navigation, you will do good. You will do well into the next couple of weeks. Just don't abuse your power. And the final new moon reading that will be for Anna. Three of Pentacles, Three of Wands for you, Anna, followed by Page of Cups. Moving on next, King of Pentacles, Two of Swords, and then it is the King of Cups. I hope you haven't quit your job, Anna. I hope you haven't quit your job, because what those cards are showing here, it is that well, I'm talking because I know your situation, and basically when I do align the cards to your situation, they make perfect sense. Okay, it's just I know that this is what they are talking to. Okay, and so what they're saying, it is that you don't have to like your job to be at your job, because your job, it's a propeller for you. It's gonna propel you forward into what you want to establish afterwards. Not to mention that there at your job there is someone who wants, and it is investing in you in one way or another. And this isn't a charity. Okay, so what is important for you to know is that you don't own anything to this person, because as much as they are investing in you or giving you, this is just as much as they are getting from you in return. Okay, and maybe in a different version, for example, they are paying you a good salary, but also they are taking your expertise or whatever you want to call it. So the bottom line here, Anna, it is that you don't owe anything to anyone. Okay, that's a bottom line. And according to these cards, at least for the next couple of weeks, unless you are kicked from work, you do not quit work. Basically, what you need to learn, it is that you shouldn't force the hand of fate. If fate wants you to move, it's gonna make you move. But you alone should not force its hand, because it seems that fate has plans for you, or rather like destiny has plans for you. Other than that, what you need to know, it is that you are on a good track, all right? You are on a good foundation. You have established a good foundation with all you do, and what you are planning as a challenging endeavor, it's likely to end up being good. I mean, it's likely to end up being successfully established. Now, how successful is going to be when you establish it, we got to check it out, because you cannot ask for something that haven't even started yet. But the way you are going forward about establishing it, it's the right way. There are better cards for it, but this is a good enough, right? It's above average. So you are on the right track with this one, especially as I know that you are learning how to do it. Only the magician trumps the three of wands, right? And finally, the energies which are supporting you, professionalism. No matter what happens there, the professional attitude is going to not be disrupted. That one thing, okay. And the second one, it is that by the end of the next couple of weeks, it's highly likely that you will receive some kind of a proposal or an offer, or at least there is going to be an incentive for such a thing around you. All right, now back to Pisces Moonbeam, where I'm going to answer your question. Those three. No. No, it isn't. Thank God you didn't. All right, next one, Jessica. Right, so first one for you, Jessica, Five of Pentacles, followed by the Eight of Swords. And the next one, that is going to be the Nine of Pentacles. Well, the breakdown will have to wait for tomorrow, Pisces Moonbeam, because I am barely able to hold up to myself. I'm so tired. Um, well, Jessica, next couple of weeks are gonna be quite spiritual, I would say, for you. And under spiritual, I mean that there is gonna be an undergoing process within you. What those cards are showing here is that acknowledgement for certain things you chose to deny, or rather like to ignore, right? Certain truths that you chose to ignore. Just to give you an example, say you are going out, hanging out with a person that you are having a good time, right? Having beverage here and there, drinking coffee here and there, etc., or taking a walk, and kind of like it's a good time, but what you are choosing to ignore it is that that person is never going to be your friend, right? Or you can never rely on them. Yeah, they are a good company for a talk, but nothing more than that. And so these acknowledgements are going to take place in the next couple of weeks. And what happens is that through these acknowledgements, you are going to be able to diminish a lot of problems that you are facing, problems at multiple fronts, mundane problems. Like, for example, problem of I have a lot of friends, but I am not really happy. Or, I have a good job, but I don't feel satisfied. There's such kind of a problems, okay? And they are to be acknowledged, or they are to diminish once you do acknowledge these truths, so to speak. From another hand, it seems that you are shooting yourself in the foot. I cannot say what with, okay, but this shot comes from these two cards here, because they show that you can be quite successful, okay, into one or another thing, whether into your career or whether into your relationship. But it is just you are way too stubborn on your current lifestyle, and that lifestyle pretty much is preventing you to kind of like be successful. And another thing it is that is a clinging. Sometimes within the next couple of weeks you may find yourself clinging into things that simply are not worth clinging into, but just because there will be a little bit of a sense of loss there, right? Although it costs you more to have the thing rather than gaining from it, it's gonna be again a incentive to prevent you stop clinging into these things. So it's a couple of weeks where you have to think about very, very carefully, how you are having your life, and how you're going about your life, and where you can change the leak, so to speak, of energies. All right, next one, Karen. Oh, that can happen right after the live stream. Is not going to take much time, a couple of minutes. So no worries about that. Actually, I'm going to show you the good news instead of telling it to you. All right. So Karen, your next couple of weeks, 10 of Wands with the 3 of Cups. I think you had that combo once before. And it shows that you will have to go about things that you do not agree with and you do not like. So because I know that you are undergoing recovery, maybe the therapy that you are going to be assigned to, it's not going to be something you would find really amazing, okay? And something that's, you know, you're looking forward to going forward with. But those activities are going to pay off. That's what those cards are showing. In fact, because it is with the 3 of Cups, they're going to pay off even more than the expected. Okay, it may not be about your recovery, Karen. It could be about something else. You may be you may have decided to do a renovation in your home, and you have invited the building company, right, or the construction company there, and they are telling you, well, look, we have to change that and this, you know, and that is how it needs to happen. You say, well, yeah, but I didn't imagine it that way, so it's not something you would like to hear. But once it's finished, the result is going to be far better than expected. Okay, so it is just next couple of weeks. I don't know how to put it into words. Just whatever you planned, you gotta stick to it to as much as you can. Okay, or whatever have been planned for you as well from a professional help, that is. Okay, you gotta just stick as much as you can to it, because like I said, it's gonna produce a great results, better than expected results by the end. And Katie, your question was about how someone feels towards you right now. Andre, how does Andre feels towards you right now? The Death card with the 3 of Swords. I don't know what happened in between you two, but according to these cards, Andre is healing emotionally. So he's trying to how can I put it into words? To a push through, let's put it that way, to push through either something you said that he didn't liked, okay, or something you did that he didn't like. He's trying to pretty much, you know, go past through it, and without this kind of like damaging the relationship in between you two, but definitely is gonna change the relationship in a certain way. In fact, those cards are showing it is that next time you meet, or kind of like you have a serious interaction in between you two, the way that things kind of like go forward with, that is going to be the real direction. Okay, so next few interactions, you can expect either things to escalate in a good way or to completely fall apart. And that is because, like I said, he's trying to kind of like heal from that mental cruelty. You're welcome, Karen. All right, and now finally my favorite, myself. And also JT has a Lenormand reading as well. Oops. the fan favorite. Yeah, it's it's exactly what I said at the start. Okay. When we talked about the Lenormand, that one day is gonna happen. Well, today is the day. Next one for me is these three cards for me. So they are speaking about absence of a choice. It will feel like I do have a choice, but it's going down either way. What is going down? It's a relationship going down, all right? It's either way it's going down, so there is no escaping it. And the third event in my life that is going to be, oh, look at that. It's it's a friend, exclusive friend. In a sense, exclusive meaning that unlike anyone else. Also, these cards could be that I'm gonna make business with a loyal friend as well, and that is gonna be a very stable business, which I don't have any plans about. So I think that we're talking about exclusive friend here. Oh my god, yeah, oh my god. So today is the day. And finally, JT, let's check on your Lenormand reading. So the first event, it's Karen, thank you so much. So Kate, yes. Stick a little bit longer, Kate, and you're gonna have your reading. JT, those cards, and there is gonna be a now. The thing about this is that rumors are not going to be rumors anymore, or gossips are not going to be gossips anymore, and it will revolve around a love. So if there is a rumor that someone loves you, for example, this will be no rumor any longer. All right, that's what the point is. And also this event could count as well as a the last phone call, so to speak, the last phone call about emotions and about love. The second event for you, JT, we do have a gift that is going to find its way towards you, and that is a gift from a different place. If I have to say, that's abroad. Okay, like from a different town, not from a different town, but from a different country. It could be as well from a different town, but but a gift is gonna find its way towards you. And the final event, it's this one. And for one or another reason, JT, you will not gonna like yourself. What I mean is that when you see yourself in the mirror, you're not gonna like what you are seeing, or there is gonna be things you would want to change. Pretty much, we do have a problems with a self appearance related to a health. The only thing that I can imagine here, it is that, you know, you can have wrinkles that you don't like, for example, when you want them changed, or suddenly you end up not liking your lips or your nose and you want to change, you know. So that kind of, no, it's not something major. That is how it stands. Or it could be that, you know, someone makes a comment on how you look and you suddenly want to change that. And these are your pretty much 3 events, but the biggest one, it is to me at least, it is that gift that comes from afar, and it's gonna be a gift that is gonna find its way towards you. So I reckon it's something quite important. And Kate, for you a reading, let's shuffle the cards and see what is gonna be the next couple of weeks for you, Kate. General reading. King of Swords, Kate. So next couple of weeks are where you are gonna find your way through difficulties. Whether you're facing difficulties into your career or into your romantic life, you will figure out a way how to handle those difficulties. Now, figuring out a way and actually manifesting that way are 2 different things. So what happens is that you're gonna figure out a way and you are gonna create a strategy that revolves around what you figured out. And that way, following the strategy pretty much is going to resolve your problems. And another thing it is that it's highly likely that you will have a mutual use. What I mean is that you are going to be useful to someone, as this someone is going to be useful to you as well. So there is going to be some kind of a benefit that is going to settle in your life. And if you are striving for you know, going out on dates, etc., etc., next couple of weeks are very strong in terms of a physical attraction, just so you know, according to that card. So with that said, guys, this is going to conclude today's live stream. Thank you so much to all of you and to your generosity as well. And we are gonna see each other on the next live stream, which is gonna be my favorite, what is that you need to know as of this moment. And until then,